Today, we're setting our sights on the HOKA Skyward X, a revolutionary new trainer designed to push the boundaries of comfort and performance. Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Letty. I host the Marathon Running Podcast, and now we also do YouTube videos on all sorts of things, entertainment and gear review. So I invite you to check out all of our videos, but today we're solely speaking about these shoes that were sent to me by HOKA. Hence, we're going to start with this disclaimer. This shoe has been provided to me by HOKA for the purpose of review. However, no one is paying me for this review, and all opinions expressed here are my own. Alright, so the HOKA Skyward X, a beautiful shoe. Let's talk about this model and its purpose. So the HOKA Skyward X was designed for everyday running. As you can see, the shoe has a very thick platform and is exceptionally plush and very, very comfortable. So this is an ideal shoe for people that love the cushioning and a smooth feel of the road. But it is important to notice that it feels very, very stable. The reason being, I think, is the wide platform and perhaps the carbon fiber plate that is inside of this shoe. And we'll get more into that when we talk about the key features. However, let's talk about some of the tech specs. As you can see, these tech specs are available on the HOKA website when you scroll down. This shoe comes in at a weight of 11.3 ounces, which is quite a bit heavier than most shoes. It has a heel to toe drop of 5 millimeters, which is pretty standard nowadays. When it comes to stability, HOKA lists their shoes as neutral, moderate, and stable. This shoe comes in as a neutral shoe. Same with cushioning. HOKA makes responsive, balanced, and plush shoes, and this version of shoe comes in as very plush. Now, when it comes to the key features of the shoe, there is quite a lot to say. First, there is the carbon fiber plate that we were talking about. However, unlike traditional carbon fiber plates that are flat and rigid, this carbon fiber plate is convex, which it means it's curved upwards. And this design is supposed to allow the plate to compress and rebound with each step, which creates propulsiveness and a very cushioned ride. Now, one question to ask is, are we really going to feel that propulsiveness just because we have so much cushion around it? And that is what we're going to find out when we try it on this shoe. Now, let's talk about the PIBA foam in the shoe. The PIBA foam is HOKA's proprietary foam, which is known for being lightweight and incredibly soft. You can find this PIBA foam in the midsole, which is supposed to help with the impact and comfort. Within this PIBA foam is where you can find the carbon fiber plate. Now let's talk about the upper of the shoe. The upper is very supportive. It's a mesh upper. It's pretty breathable and has some overlay to secure a very locked-in fit. Last but not least, another key feature of this product is the Meta Rocka geometry, which is HOKA's signature technology, which promotes a smooth heel-to-toe transition, which is supposed to encourage natural rolling and motion and reducing stress on your joints. Knowing all these key features now, looking at the shoe, I feel like having a carbon fiber plate within it is interesting because the shoe is quite heavy, so I can't wait to see how that goes. I do like the upper of the shoe because it is not as thick as the Bondi, the Kawana, or even the Arahi, so that's a really good thing if you like it a little bit lighter but still have a feeling of stability. Now let's talk about the colors that the shoe comes in. As you can see on their website, the shoe is available in 3 colors for men and 3 colors for women, which is not a lot compared to the other inventory, the other product that HOKA brings out. The Bondi, for example, was available in 19 colors for men and 16 colors for women. But at the same time, I feel like that was maybe a little bit of an overkill. I don't mind having only 3 colors available because 2 of them are pretty neutral and 1 of them is a little bit more on the louder side. So depending on what spectrum you fall on and what color your preference is, there might be something there for you if you want this shoe. Alright, so let's talk about the price point of this shoe. This shoe on the HOKA website is currently listed as $225, and we're in July of 2024, which is on the higher end, on the pricier side. I usually say super shoes are priced over $200, so when I categorize this shoe in my head, it falls into the super shoes, which maybe you can justify that because it has a carbon fiber plate. Maybe it's more durable because it has pretty thick foam at the bottom, but that's where this shoe currently sits. Now, when it comes to comparing this shoe, you could consider the Saucony Kinvara Pro or the New Balance Super Comp trainers that are a little bit alike this shoe. Other than that, within HOKA, obviously there's the Bondi, but it doesn't have the carbon fiber plate. So it's kind of hard to say because we haven't really seen these integrations of it yet. But just goal-wise, I would try the Kinvara Pros to see if you want something to compare with. I was actually provided with this shoe after the Boston Marathon, or during the Boston Marathon weekend, and this was the shoe that I walked in and jogged in for the next couple of days post-marathon. I felt like it was an amazingly soft ride to be in, especially when your shoes are sore. So I can see how this shoe would be very good for recovery. To be honest with you, I was actually thinking, since the stack height is so tall, that the shoe wouldn't feel as stable as it actually did. It feels very, very stable. But now let me show you guys what the shoe actually looks like when I take it for a run. So let's go. Alright, so now that you saw the shoe in motion, I'm going to tell you guys that I've been wearing the shoe since I've gotten it. So let's talk about these pros and cons of the shoe. I have probably at this point put 100 miles on it. And what I really like about the shoe is that you can barely see anywhere. I usually wear this side off super quickly, like literally a couple runs in. And here you can barely tell that I've worn it. It must be that this rubber is a lot harder and thicker than rubber on a lot of shoes. Another thing that I really like about the shoe is that it is super soft and cushy and very comfortable, and it definitely does fall into HOKA's cloud-like description. A lot of people say HOKA shoes feel like clouds, and this one surely does. So whenever I feel like I've got some issue creeping up in my feet, foot fatigue, or just being tired from an easy run, I put these shoes on and I go trot in these shoes, and it feels really great. Like I also said, the shoe feels very stable. It almost feels like it is a supportive shoe. And again, with the stack height being so high, that was a huge surprise for me because you really just enjoy the cushion, but I never feel like I'm gonna roll my ankle in this shoe. Now, since I am following the 80-20 rule where I'm running a lot of recovery and a lot of slow runs, the shoe is great. However, I would not use this shoe if I want to push the pace even just a little bit. I also feel like the shoe is very bouncy and responsive. I don't feel like it's stiff at all. So even though it is so big, it does feel pretty bouncy and responsive. Like I said, the upper is great, which helps lock your foot in place, which is very important when you have such a high shoe, so you never feel like you're gonna roll your ankle. As for the cons, the shoe is very heavy. Now, as you guys know, I live in Florida and it is constantly hot. It's been over 80 degrees since February, I don't even know. And we tend to wear clothing, or at least I do, as little clothing as possible. You want to be as light as possible because the humidity just sits on you and you feel like any extra weight that you carry, you really don't want. And if you don't like high stack, then that might not be for you. I actually know some people that are on the shorter side height-wise, and they do like the shoe because it's almost like a platform. So whatever floats your boat, that's it. So in summary, this shoe is a great option for a long run if you're going very easy, a good recovery shoe. It is very stable, super comfortable, but it is definitely too heavy for any fast-paced running. Again, get used to the idea that we're gonna probably see carbon fiber plates in a lot more shoes, not just the fast shoes, but also shoes that are like this HOKA that wants to give you stability and adds that carbon fiber plate. The carbon fiber plate makes the shoe stable. and that's really interesting. It is a great shoe though. I really do like the design. I like the look of the shoe. It's very sporty, and I will probably wear it if I go to a run club event and maybe some walking as well. Good job, HOKA, with this shoe. I'm definitely gonna recommend it for running recovery runs, and it'll continue to be part of my shoe rotation. Thank you guys so much. If you're still here, consider subscribing to my channel if you want to hear more shoe reviews or other fun videos. And until next time, have a great week of running.